welcome back to Crusader Kings 3. Hello everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a few weeks since the last episode, unless of course you're watching this way in the future. I took some time off from basically everything over the Christmas holidays, just to chill and unwind, and then unfortunately, of course, like so many people, got some weird, annoying respiratory virus that has been with me for weeks, and for a while, talk a couple of minutes and I would get a coughing fit, so YouTube or anything talkie related was completely out of the question. I'm still dealing with it, but not as bad as it was, and I wanted to get back to the channel and some of the series we got going on right now, and then some more I have planned in the future. Now, of course, the last episode was rather momentous, because I'm not going to say the most important king in our series with the Plantagenets passed away, but definitely very important given the fact that he took the disjointed Kingdom of Aragon, formed a slightly less disjointed Kingdom of Aquitaine, and finally helped create the reunified Kingdom of France, and is now undoubtedly one of the most powerful nations or realms. Not a nation. This is 13th century Europe. Nationhood wasn't really seen as such, more realmhood. But he passed away, and we are now with his son. And we're going to take a closer look at King Hélier the Trembling of France at 23 years of age. We've got, of course, decisions to make up here, stuff going on, and we need to kind of go through that. But we're going to take a closer look at King Hélier himself. King Hélier the Trembling is 23 years old. He's actually in good health, inspired by medical innovations, raucous entertainment, and he's temperate. And that is right, he is compassionate, so both merciful and sympathetic. He's a warm-hearted person. He's temperate, so he enjoys things in moderation, and he's craven. So he doesn't really doesn't enjoy being challenged or scared at all. So the way I would look at this is, I don't really foresee King Hélier, unless he gets pushed into it, going into many or any offensive wars moving forward. He might. You know, we're going to look at his wife, we're going to look at his counsel, and maybe there's some persuasion there. I did have that in the comments where people said, well, just, you know, if you don't like the character, well, not if you don't like the character, if you find the character too weak, or he's craven in any way, that maybe then other people will make the decisions for him. I disagree. Craven people rule countries all the time in history, and even nowadays. And yeah, they lean a little bit on their advisors, but he's still a playable character. I'm not going to game it in the sense that I'm basically going to ignore him because I don't like Craven. I don't like Craven. Craven's not a good trait to have at all. Him being temperate, compassionate, and craven, I just don't see him being an offensive warmonger. He's an insightful thinker. He is a hunter. Consecrated blood, of course. He's beautiful, but he is scarred. Now, if we look here, his diplomacy is good, his martial is poor, his stewardship is good, his intrigue is average, and his learning is average. He's, good prowess, actually. Catholic, French culture, so he's not of the Angevin culture, so we're going to have to change that. He's got a lot of things going on here in terms of modifiers: aware of belongings, inspired by medical innovations, desecrated tomb, a wolf pelt, raucous entertainment, household efforts, fought thirst, highly esteemed, and duck quack. Okay, so the quacking of a duck has a soothing effect. That's really, I don't think I've ever seen that. Now, excuse me while my voice gets very, very rough. If we look down here, he's got a ton of money in the treasury. His prestige is at 1955, which isn't bad. He's got really good piety at 1184. He's got over 19,000 in the military strength. Allies-wise, so currently at war, because there is a crusade going on. He's allied with the Duke of Cuyavica and Prince Valérand the Turbulent of Aragon. There are no claims. He has no open claims. He has a lot of titles. King of France, King of Aquitaine, King of Aragon. the Duke of Burgundy, the Duke of Normandy, the Duke of Anjou, Counts of Anjou, Nevers, Auxerre, and Tonnerroy. His wife is Queen Smiechna of France. She is Polish, Catholic. She is intelligent. She is a lustful, vengeful, arrogant, intricate web weaver. I already like her. And you can see here 18 intrigue. That is her strength. Children-wise, we have the heir, which is Prince Rourg of France. He also has intelligent already. He is 2 years old. Actually, look at these. 3s, 4s, 3s at 2. That's not too shabby. And then Princess Etiennette of France, who is beautiful. You can see here her diplomacy is good at 0. So she's a pretty decent diplomat for an infant. So now let's shift on over here. Search for a physician. Do we have a physician? We do have a physician, so I'm not worried about that. We can invite knights. We've got a dangerous faction being built. We've got empty council positions, no beneficiary lifestyle, and gift artifact. Greetings, my modest liege. Please accept this humble gift. It was treasured possession of mine, so I hope it honors and serves you as well, of course. Thank you so much. And we have the mighty Heart Hide. So, lifestyle. We look at him. Diplomacy is his strength, as is stewardship. These two would definitely be of most interest, but he's an insightful thinker, and he's temperate. So, we're going to go... because of your learning education, you gain 20% more experience in this lifestyle. So he is someone who likes to learn and think. Where do we sit here as far as learning goes? That's a 12. So we're gonna change this. We're gonna switch to diplomacy, and I believe majesty focus. So diplomacy gets bumped up, prestige goes up. Regality flows from ritual tradition and family focus. Not choose them, those closest to us, so that's not a bad one. Foreign affairs, one can never have too many friends near nor far. Yes, I think foreign affairs would be a good path to go down. We need a point of beneficiary. Bohemond. Yes, I think putting Bohemond there would be a good beneficiary, putting a Plantagenet out there. I think that would be good. Now, let's take a look at our empty council positions. So we're going to have Queen Smiechna help out with intrigue, of course. Then we've got a chancellor to pick. So a good chancellor here would be Duke Raina of Gascon. He would be a very good chancellor to have, indeed. Then a steward, Godefroy de la Roche-Aymon. He's an acclaimed knight. Don't really have any powerful vassals that... Well, I mean, Prince Geoffroy. He wouldn't be a bad one, actually, to put in there. He is a gardener... But better for the realm would be others, would be fortune building here, André de Padillac. So he will be put in there. Our marshal, Leonard Duc Ferran of Barcelona, an important, powerful vassal. So we will put him in charge of our military. And then the spy master could go with Princess Aude. She is an elusive shadow, as is Ruprando del Orto. Princess Aude, our sister. We will assign her to be the spy master. So we currently are above the domain limit by 1. So we will grant the county of Nevers to Pierre Plantagenet, our nephew. He's an acclaimed knight. He isn't landed. But we will make him that. So he's no longer an acclaimed knight. I don't care. But keeping it in the family, very, very important. Your realm loses land if Countess Guigon of Bourbon dies. She's Countess of Got. Not overly concerned about that. You have too many held duchies. So we can grant the Duchy of Burgundy to someone. We're going to hold on to Normandy and Anjou. And we can grant Burgundy too. How about Saint-Oud de Châtillon? He is a guest and friend of the House of Châtillon. Grant it to a friend, or someone who might actually help us in a council. Angevin of the French de Moulins, 38. He might not be bad. I mean, he doesn't really like us. But, you know, perhaps. Or Louis de Saint-Valery. He is irritable, and he is craven. That's not really what we would like. Jocelyn de Guise. Raymond the French. Montet. He would actually be a good... good there occasionally. A good steward. André de Pardiac. We already have him as a steward. But we could grant him that title. So we've got that taken care of. You can usurp the Duchy of Bourbon. I don't know if I would want to. I don't really have any interest there. It can create the Kingdom of Brittany if we wanted to. Don't really see a reason for that. And we've got a lot of alliances here to negotiate. So go through those real quick. So an alliance with Emperor Guillaume of the Holy Roman Empire. He is our brother-in-law, so we will go with that one. Count Pierre of Nevers, yes. Our brother, Prince Saint-Oul of France. Cantabria, yes, that is Duke Vela, the second Velez. Baron, he is a Jimena. There's really no point in that one. And Count Lutbert of Neuchâtel. He's also a brother-in-law. We'll negotiate that alliance as well. And I think that's about all we really want. Baron Alonso really gives us nothing. Nothing of note at all. Now, if we zoom out a little bit and look at the greater picture here, we are, of course, in a crusade here to the south, in northern Africa yet again. If we look at factions, we have some here. They want to lower the crown authority. So take it from high to limited. So we're going to pass absolute crown authority. So that means, of course, if they push for lowering crown authority, we'll get back to where we kind of want to be. And I'm okay with that. We'll avoid that war, so I'm not concerned there. We do need to head to our royal court. We've got a couple of things to look at there. So we can add some things here. King Geoffroy's sword. And a pedestal here. Count Guillaume's dagger. The Anjou goblet. Yeah, I think... yeah, we'll just go with that for right now. So since we are already in certain things, he is attending Count Alain's feast. We are going to raise our armies. Our commander is Leonard. He is a good commander. And we will send our armies south. But we are welcome at a feast. Every guest is gathered, the Great Hall. I look forward to this. Is there anything more jovial than a good feast? Guests throng to and fro, eating and chatting, while flickering torchlight plays off every wall, light bouncing like laughter around the hall. There's something so reassuring about being around so many people, like nothing can possibly go wrong. Probably. Sometimes it's nice to simply sit back and enjoy the little things in life. This is where I want to be, yes. Count Alain announced a slight delay to the serving of the food. Countess Iria looks ready to burst with frustration. In between grumbles from her stomach, I only hear grumbles of displeasure. She's making a fool of herself. Iria has a point. Where is the food? No. He's temperate. He's chill. That's not his style. if they nominate a successor. So we could vote for ourselves, but that's not really what he would do. I mean, it's kind of all over the place, but Prince Julien seems to be the heir apparent. Yes, we will do that. We'll vote for him and call it a day there. And given that we are currently at war, there's not a lot we can currently do. We can see here the king is in Corsica, but it is time to send our army to the south. So I think we're going to land down here. Also Corsican land, but from there stage into North Africa. As the festivities progress, I cannot help but find myself exchanging glances with Queen Elvis of England. I'm an honorable man, but rarely have I felt this tempted to explore a new relation. The Queen of England? King Gerald of England? She is Plantagenet. She is a cousin of ours. Let's see where the evening takes us. Overcome with drunkenness and lust, my cousin, Queen Elvis, and I found ourselves alone, her arms around me, her lips against my neck. We quenched the fires burning in our chests and our loins. Her kinswoman must not be allowed to know that, and that is without mentioning my own cousin. I must see you again. Let's make the most out of this moment. Let us never speak of this. So either way, it ends with hooking up with our cousin, Queen Elvis of England. So Elie may be craven, but, you know, he's also... Anyway, the feast is dwindling down. I find myself deep in conversation with my imposing acquaintance, Isabeau, courtier of Count Alain. She inquires about my opinion on military strategies, a subject she's deeply interested in. It's a subject that fascinates me as well. I mean, not at all, but, you know, we'll just say we do. Isabeau, a decent speech, if a bit long-winded, but that's usually how these things go. The assembled guests clap and woo politely when it finishes, some more enthusiastically than others. Hear, hear. The feast has concluded. Excellent. Wonderful. Now we can head back home, off the islands. So we stage and look at North Africa here. I mean, there's a lot going on here. Again, it's a disjointed effort from the Crusaders, to say the least, because, you know, as I've bemoaned many times before on this channel, the AI in Crusader Kings 3 leaves a lot to be desired at times. Taking a look at this, so the Crusaders are losing this battle. There's a large Crusader army building up over here. Okay, we've gotten back home again, but we gain stress because we are craven. So the Crusaders have lost that battle, but there's a large force grouping up here. We're waiting for our army to get down here. Liberty demand. It's time for you to recognize the ancient and inalienable rights of your vassals, so the demands of the Liberty faction to face their swords in battle. I guess I have no choice. So that drops it down to high crown authority. We spend 200 prestige, which I don't like. We lose some dread, but I'm okay with that right now because I don't really want to have an internal war. And he's craven. He will back down from these types of threats. Other people's pastures. A fine day like this, the weather is nice. The pastures of Donzy look great, and the local livestock are positively jumping and cheering in their own guttural manner. Calves are walking next to their mothers, their fur shiny and clean. Overall, the place is very competently run, although I do notice a couple of oddities that I would manage a bit differently. The local matriarch approaches me. Fine morning to you, my lord. Are these beauties not a sight to behold? I could apply some of this back home. Well, he's a learned man, so yeah, I think he will try that. And we gained improved pastures for 15 years. Greetings, my benign liege. It's become painfully clear that the spymaster Odd has employed spies at my court. I do not know what they are looking for, as my servants and I have nothing to hide. An unfortunate misunderstanding. It ends now. Again, he will back down from this kind of stuff. So here we could see large army moving in here. And we've got a new learning lifestyle perk to unlock. Scholar. I want to go, but I wanted to go diplomacy, but we already went down this one. Dang it. Okay, well, planned cultivation. We'll go with that. So trying to still be intelligent about how we land here. Arrival. So I'll arrive at home and lose some stress. So another large battle here that is not being fought well and will result in another major defeat. Grand tournament at King Lorenzo's Grand Tournament. Yeah, I'm not really that interested in that. So here is our army. So let's move into North Africa. The quarrel. My sister Aude has been quarreling with her sister and rival Empress Marthe for days. Just now I can overhear them arguing in the next room. Unbelievable, Aude shouts. How can a coxcomb like you believe you are the ideal manifestation of d'Anjou family virtues? I'm clearly far more deserving of that distinction than you are. No fighting in the family. Let them sort out their quarrels. Yes, I'm not going to get involved in that. Are you crazy? Sister fight? Never. It's Craven, and he's not stupid. I've arrived in Angers to pay homage to Jacques of Aquitaine, and I accept his generous gifts. Excellent. And we're landing our troops now in North Africa, actually in Africa, as it says right here. Just keeping an eye on this. There's a huge contingent army here that if they would just somehow figure things out, they could definitely win. I mean, here's another massive army here. But it's just not really going anywhere. A brewing troublemaker. Well, I have come to expect mischief from my son and heir, Rogue. His creativity keeps me on my toes. When it is not a prank, it is a brawl, a disgruntled tutor, or Gray's knees from an adventure gone wrong. Never a dull moment, and he is rowdy. I've discovered men-at-arms. Social manipulation. First time it happened, I barely even gave it a moment's notice, but my vassal, Count Nicholas, has grown bolder. His challenges no longer pass unnoticed among my vassals. He is testing my limits. Those are sure to follow unless I give him a taste of his own medicine. Now again, Craven. Forgetting to invite him leaves him in the dark. He shall have tasks which are impossible to complete. Do kind of like that. All problems will be blamed on him. How dare you to challenge the king? No, he's not going to do that. Impossible tasks. We've got more of a learning, intellectual king. So to push this, I think, would be of greater interest to him. So our siege here in North Africa is beginning. That's a small army retreating. A sensible friend sitting at Isabeau's side, talking about sword practice, seeing her smile frequently. As our eyes meet, my heart starts beating faster and going. By her blush, I'm not the only one feeling sudden tension. I'll make this moment last for as long as I can. So about what you were saying. ... Let's see how much land we can capture here in North Africa until this crusade undoubtedly goes poorly. Even though it's going in the right direction for the Crusaders. We're going to try to grab as much as we possibly can. Let's see, here's another battle here in the desert, Battle of Bagaya. And reinforcements are not coming in for the Crusaders, but they don't need it. Here's a very large army, 29,000. And there's a large papal army. This is going to be a massive battle. They are pulling out from there. Here are really the amassed forces are sitting over here. So we just need to be a little bit careful here. We've got a good army at 15,000. But just kind of got to be cognizant of everything that's happening around us. So we won that siege. Now we're going to move on south here. And just slowly but surely start sieging lands away from them and try to stay as safe as possible away from massive hosts. And I mean, I know we've got some major ally armies in the vicinity, so I'm not overly concerned, but we can also slip down here and then along the coast as well if need be. Another big battle here in the desert. That is not going for the way the papal armies are hoping. I mean, again, we just need to be cognizant of what's happening around us and then leave when the time is pushing. Schemic Court? Oh, I didn't know yet. Someone's plotting against me. Must stop the villain behind this. How long will King Elie reign in France? Unconditionally, as I lean over the map in the council chamber, a sudden creak turns my head towards the door. My daughter Etiennette appears in the hallway, toddling up to me at a surprising speed for her age. She wraps herself firmly around my leg, hugging me tight and leaning her head back to look at me. Ah, you're a good daughter. Lose some stress. Happy home life. Now that massive army there does concern me a lot. Definitely not one that we can take on. Just want to kind of win this siege. It's 55,000 strong, so they are moving to the west. So they are not moving towards us. So I seize a camel head. Excellent. Who doesn't like a good camel head? Okay, so they are moving west. That massive army is moving here into these Crusader armies and far away from us as we just keep sieging down here along the coast. No, coast-ish. We can head down to Tripoli next. Slowly getting some riches, some lands that'll pay out at the end of the crusade, should the Crusaders win. Right now it's at 77% on the positive side. But they keep winning battles here, and that's of concern, to say the least. You know, because again, the AI can't even, I mean, they should beat them. They could beat them. They definitely have the ability to beat them, but they can't. Because that's when the AI gets in its way. I've been hosting your Chancellor, Duke Rainer, for several weeks. He has helped me truly see the splendor of the realm under your rule. I am nothing less than honored to serve as your vassal, Duke André of Burgundy. Well, I would hope so. I gave you your duchy title. Okay, now we're going to move here along the coast. Start sieging that down. I mean, they're just picking off these armies because they cannot concentrate their forces. And I'll be honest, it is so frustrating to see that. And I would really hope that Paradox would somehow solve that problem. Because it does hurt the enjoyment. Because the thing is, what you can see is, I mean, I know Crusaders were disjointed. There was, I mean, if you think about the Second Crusade, how Richard, Barbarossa, and King Philip Augustus of France, how they just could not figure things out, even a little bit, amongst themselves. That was an issue that came up frequently in the Crusades. But be that as it may, seeing it happen so extremely here on CK3 is just so frustrating. So Queen Smiechna is pregnant, and we want to battle here on the Tunisian coast. We just need this host to be broken, and they're there. If you look at it, you got 25,000. There's another 30,000, 27,000 total. If they would just concentrate and move in together at the same time, they would win. But they are not able to. They just come at them. It's like a movie villain. It's like in the movies when you see the protagonist where, you know, the people they're fighting against are nice enough to just come at them one at a time versus just bull rushing them with everybody and then they would defeat them. But no, it's always one at a time. And that's just stupid. And that's basically what crusading is like most of the time. They're going to win these back because of that. You see that we're now at 23%. And now the Crusader host is gathering back up there. And that's about it. We've lost a lot. Demand an artifact? No, I'm not going to demand an artifact. It's like we're like chipping away, but our little chipping away does little to nothing. But that massive army right there is one to keep an eye on. This 54,000. So they are marching across the desert. And they're heading south. It's just a weird thing. I mean, you know they pick these guys off one at a time. Oh, we've lost. Greetings, my handsome liege. I've arrived, Angers, to pay homage to you. Federico of Brescia. Good effort, Federico. It's not an easy language. He tried, and we got some positives. Now, we could go over here to Sicily. Siege that down. I think that would be a good one. We can also go here, Chiefdom of Malta. That'd be a nice and safe little harbor for some sieges. My son Jean. Actually, we're gonna go back to Richard. So we've got an empty council position as a spy master. Is there a powerful vassal? No, but we do have Duke Guy, the Evil of Auvergne. An elusive shadow. Or Alain the Gouty. Or Riprado del Orto. He's an elusive shadow, Eagle Reveler, peasant leader. Yes, a peasant leader. That's interesting. And a new dynasty legacy. So, we can go with law. Home estates, domain limit +1, controlled territory, defender advantage. Yes, definitely going to go with that. Erudition, skilled guess, clerical approval, glory, kin. No, law is definitely more along his line there. And then the next one, we'll kind of see which way we go there. And we've got a new diplomacy perk here. We can go with diplomat because we went foreign affairs, so thoughtful. So opinion gain from send gift +100%. So we'll just keep an eye on the situation here. See, now we've got a pretty big host. I'm trying to see where that massive army went. Unless they were beaten in the field somewhere. Okay, you know what? We're going to move. Let's move to Malta. Let's grab Malta and the rest of southern Sicily. I think those would be some good ones. There's a large army right there. There they are. And if they could all just get there somewhat in time, they would win. But they won't and can't. So we're heading off to Malta right now. So you can vassalize Duchess Marguerite of Brabant. High, normal, or low feudal obligations. Yes, we'll offer vassalage to her. And we've got a lot of claims. So, Duchy of Bourbon, Duchy of Valois, Duchy of Savoie, Guerre, Turin, Auvergne. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that here in a second. Leon, Valencia, Transcarpathia. Some interesting choices there, but I really am focused here. So we're going to do a siege of Malta. We're known for our dedication to our faith. Accept your gracious offer for vassalization. So where else could we look here? So we can grab claims internally here. But Valois from the Emperor, I don't see that as being an overly smart play. Savoy, that wouldn't be a bad one to grab that. Viennois and Savoy, that's kind of like that last little bit we're missing. Okay, we can see an enemy army. They're sailing past us. I kind of waved at them as we moved by. How's that battle going? Poorly as always. Yeah, this is just, we were at 77%. And then, because of the incompetence of the AI, it just keeps getting worse. But after Malta, we're going to head over here to Sicily. Council invitation. Position of Chancellor of the Holy Roman Empire. We will, of course, accept that. Humbly accept that. We've gained Malta. Now we're going to head, let's head to Sicily next. Then we could head over here to Tripoli next as well. I mean, we're then be far enough away from all of this junk. You can see those massive armies gathering here, and they're going to crush that Crusader army again. The reinforcements are just not going to arrive in time to change that battle. And yeah, the never ending. Let's just take a look here at those claims real quickly. So we've got Valois. And Valois is right in here. Transuria from the Emperor. The Duchy of Savoy. She's in a regency. Yes, I will request said claim. Adding Savoy would be quite nice. So we need a guardian for Rorg. Rorg himself, he is going intrigue. Oh, I do like that. He is rowdy. So intrigue-wise, we're at 20 right now. Rupardo, our spy master. You can help him. So Savoy, that would be a great one to add to the list and to our realm, because it would definitely complete it. So I've decided to recognize her claim on the Duchy of Savoy. You can see this large host, war declared on Liege, Duchess Viola. Arrange marriage. Greetings, my benign liege. With your permission, I would like to marry your cousin, Stephanie Plantagenet, Raymond du Champagne. Sure. So we can see here, I mean, these are large armies. Gosh, just focus a little bit, guys. That would be awesome. Could you do that? Maybe? Because I really would like this crusade to end in my lifetime. In the meantime, Sicily won that siege. Doesn't really help us too much. Where could we go next? I mean, we can land back here on the mainland of Africa. I mean, attrition is absolutely crushing us right now. Now we have a major, so Liege won a war. We have a major battle now here in North Africa. I don't know if those 11,000, will they get there in time to turn the tide? I don't think so. They may get there. Not enough to turn the tide, and there was a huge victory. We're now at 90%. That was a huge victory. It finally, and now it's at 100%. We've got an artifact being gifted us. Sure. Mighty boar hide. And it's now at 100%. That was the big victory here. Good lord, that took forever to get to that point. And now we're just kind of waiting. And victory. Disband all of our troops. Victoria's Crusade. St. George has granted King Alderic victory in the Crusade for Tahert. After defeating Amir al-Umara Itzbar and his heathen warriors on several occasions, our warriors forced the enemies of the faith to admit their ignominious defeat. With the occupied lands firmly under the leadership of pious Catholic ruler, we can rest assured that the divine will of St. George has been enacted. It is a glorious day for all true followers of the cross. So be it. So we will knock that one down here. We can see here we are almost exalted among men. Renown's pretty good. We've got so much money. We can see here Tahert. So King Alderic. Shamid. Sicily is still down here. Africa is here. The Maghreb still sitting right here. Yeah, I would still like to conquer these little things, get Malta for ourselves, but that's not a major pressing concern. See, the Holy Roman Empire is very large now, but here are some of the things we're keeping an eye on. Now, we're almost exalted among men. Why is that important? Now, we could find a holy order. It's great. I don't really want to do that, but right here, found a new empire. And we are not an independent ruler. So once we get exalted among men, it'll cost us, we have the money, we have the prestige, we have the piety. And we can declare independence and then found an empire. Now, That's going to be not easy at all. He's got 50,000 to his banner, and we're nowhere near. I mean, we really got hurt by that war. We've got a lot of allies. If we click here, and if we were to declare war, it'd break an alliance, but an independence war, you can see here, it would not be good. Now, it would break an alliance, but those are just little things to keep in mind. Now, we are looking at, again, what could we do in England? Possibly. King Gerald of England, he is under a regency right now. He is wounded, an adulterer. Wonder if there's a marriage we could arrange that makes sense. So, Prince Rourg of France. So the player heir is Prince Henry. But Princess Joanna, let's see, he is 6. We've got Princess Joanna of England. So this would give us alliances, but not claims. Claims are really what we would want. So claim hopping, claim shopping is definitely one to do next time. But in the meantime, we are going to convert to the Angevin culture. I acknowledge who I am. It costs 94 prestige. Do not care. And with that, King Ilya the Trembling is now of Angevin culture, as he should be. We're going to kind of look and play a little bit of an alliance game next time. And maybe we add Savoy. He has the claim. Again, he's craven. But it would probably be the right play here, is to grab Savoy and incorporate it into the kingdom. Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, likes, comments, and subscriptions much appreciated. And until next time, I'm Rambler Guy, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.